I think what you'll see, and at least what our research found, was that the opportunity, the opening for male contraceptions would be in some sort of end-of-life extension to maybe some other drug that's already on the market today. Or it might be in repackaging a birth control pill for women and making it a couples option or something like that.
A university in the rural heart of India is behind a new male contraceptive pill. Now, this pill has the power to change the pharmaceutical sector, but will this pill get popularity amongst the male population?
You know, that's a good question, and it's one that definitely the press, at least in the UK, has been covering for the last few weeks. I think ultimately you have to look at the makeup of the contraceptive market globally, and by and large today, some 70% of all birth control methods have unfortunately been put on the responsibility of women. So while I think there's an opportunity in the market for a pill or some sort of non-invasive male contraceptive technique, I'm not certain how fast it will grow. And at the same time, I think that the drug makers will face particular kind of competition or resistance from those who are riding the almost nearly $30 billion train today for contraceptions globally.
Now, the inventor of this pill, he says he believes that the pill will ease the burden on women in developing countries. Now, my question is, how will it ease the burden, and is it a medical breakthrough of some sort?
Contraception today is largely a woman's responsibility. You know, from an ethical standpoint, you know, one would have to say that that's not correct. So by giving men a more active role in family planning, this is a breakthrough, and I think it is a way to make men more responsible. For example, in Indonesia today, they are testing a plant-based male contraceptive pill, but it's still in the very early stages. And even in traditional Chinese medicine, there are techniques, but they haven't caught on even within China. So I think to your point, in terms of the developing world, it's going to be a long uphill struggle.
Now, the next question is about male mentality and the age. Will this play a role in the person deciding to use this technique?
Undoubtedly. That being said, you know, we don't have that much data right now. In fact, the studies that have been done on male contraception or new techniques, a lot of them have been shut down for several reasons, including depression, irritation, muscle pain, ironically increased libido, and adult acne. So on par, I would have to say that while this sort of pill or this sort of treatment would appear to have some upside, there's still a long way to go. And by and large, we lack any data to make anything more than just a gut call on what would happen in the market.
So the male contraceptive method, it has the possibility to steal half of the $10 billion contraceptive women's market in the world. Now, how will big pharmaceutical companies react to this? Will they block it?
Well, I think first you've got to look at the makeup of the contraceptive market globally. Vast majority of the money spent on contraception is spent on devices. And in terms of male-female, nearly 70% of the techniques out in the market today, or the techniques that are used in the market today, are focused on women. So from that perspective, yes, a male contraceptive pill could shift the landscape slightly. However, in terms of big pharma, number one, these players are well entrenched. Number two, the male contraceptive techniques we're talking about, let's say less invasive techniques like pills or gels, are still in the very early stages of development. Some of them haven't even left the laboratory yet, much less finished animal trials. So we're still a long ways off. I think what you'll see, and at least what our research found, was that the opportunity, the opening for male contraceptions would be in some sort of end-of-life extension to maybe some other drug that's already on the market today. Or it might be in repackaging a birth control pill for women and making it a couples option or something like that. So it becomes kind of a lifestyle approach, instead of just cannibalizing what's on the market today.
Finally, do you believe this is a good investment opportunity?
In terms of looking at venture capital finance or PE finance solely focused on male contraception drugs, it's almost minimal. There's been very little money out there. So is it a good opportunity? Yes and no. Yes, if you find a drug or development company that has something that's mature enough and can bring it to the next stage where it would be then bought up by a strategic player. No, if it's a drug company that's really at its very early stages in development, because then you're probably looking at a 10-year kind of roadmap to bring it to market.
Well, thank you, Greg Thomas, for speaking with us today from Bangkok.
You're welcome. It was my pleasure.
And thank you at home for clicking back. I'm Kais Cahill, and I look forward to seeing you again.